guys, so I know this is a place that you don't recognize at all because a situation happened, which is why we have been so distant. So it was, do you know what the date of it was on that Wednesday?
June 14th.
Was it? No, it wasn't June 14th, was it?
Yeah, it was Wednesday.
Hold on, let me take a look at this. There's an incident that happened on June 14th, which was a Wednesday. We left, I think it was Wednesday morning. Yeah, it was Wednesday morning we left Billerica, which is where we leave the semi, or where we left anyways. So, during the day, it was early in the morning, around 5 o'clock in the morning, I think, and Michael was saying that his stomach was kind of hurting, but he thought it was because he had to go to the bathroom. So, hours and hours later, the stomach is getting worse. Just an FYI, I just want to let you know that we're going to get sort of personal, but not too personal. So, he went hours and hours without going to the bathroom, which later on we thought he was just constipated and had a lot of gas pain. So we went to a live load to get loaded, and so Michael had to park because he was in excruciating pain. He tried to use the bathroom, he obviously couldn't, so we had to call the ambulance because the pain was really bad. The ambulance came and we asked them what they think would be the best idea. They said that we could go to the hospital, get checked out, or we could try and do laxative and gas X. So we decided to, you know what, screw it, let's try it, and then worst comes to worst, we'll just go to the hospital. So we went and found a place to shut down for the night, which was kind of difficult for Michael because while he was backing up, it was hard because his stomach was absolutely killing him, which I think was the worst ever. So while he was backing up, Michael likes to usually have it look like it's good, not like crappy, not like he half-ass parked the semi. So what he had to do was he was parked enough good for the time being, then he had to lay down in the back, and then a little while later he backed the trailer up a little bit further so it's more room for other trucks to go by. I know I'm explaining this really terribly.
You really are.
Okay, then you explain what you were doing.
All I had to do was pull up again because of that flatbed that was in my way.
Okay, but obviously you had to back up to straighten yourself out and be
right.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so that happened. I went into the truck stop to get laxative. I don't know what type of it was because there's different brands of laxative and stuff like that. But I just grabbed the closest one I got, and I got gas X. I gave it to Michael. I told him, hey, within a half hour you should be able to go. Half hour came, nothing happened. I gave him another pill of laxative because it was a low dose. So I gave him another half hour, didn't do anything. So within a whole hour, nothing happened. And the pain was just getting worse and worse and worse. Real quick, in Pennsylvania, there is like a shit ton of bumps. So unfortunately, me and Michael had to drive over those bumps to get to the spot that we had to shut down for the night, which made Michael's pain a hell of a lot worse. So after the laxatives and medication that I gave Michael, over-the-counter stuff that he could take didn't work, we obviously called the ambulance to go to the hospital. So we got in the ambulance. Michael was talking to the ambulance person in the backseat. Do you even know like what their job thing is?
Probably just a paramedic.
Okay, yeah. So the paramedic guy, Michael was talking to him about just crazy stuff about the ambulance because Michael's literally fascinated about ambulances. It's like literally crazy. And so over some period of time of Michael asking questions, we finally got to the hospital. So Michael had to do like blood work and all the routine things that they ask you to do. So Michael did that, and then we had to wait in the waiting room for, I think it was about like 2 hours. So it was like 8:30.
Yeah, like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, so it was like 8:30, 9 o'clock. We finally saw someone. They're like, yeah, you're gonna have to have a CAT scan because what did the guy say exactly?
he pushed on my right side. Asked if it hurt. I'm like, yeah, it hurts. And he said that it sounds like possible appendicitis, but they needed to do the CAT scan.
Oh yeah, he said that your appendix was like inflamed.
That was after the CAT scan.
Oh, well, whatever. So the guy said that you have to get a CAT scan. In the meantime, like, oh my god, I hope it's like nothing with the appendix. I hope he just has a blockage. So in the meantime of us waiting, I'm just like, oh my god, what is going on? So quickly after that, I would say maybe half hour at most, Michael was able to go like lay on a stretcher bed. I don't know what it's called. I'm not no doctor, no nurse. One of those like bed things that it was just on the side of the hallway. So Michael was laying there. Michael told me to come back, and then like he was sitting down like probably 11 minutes. And then someone came over, yeah, hey, we're just gonna get you ready for a CAT scan. So they prepped Michael to have a CAT scan. Michael went in. So while Michael was in getting the CAT scan done, you're like able to hear in the emergency department area.
Oh, the call box?
The call box from when the ambulance calls in. And I heard like the craziest, and I saw the craziest thing that happened while Michael was getting his CAT scan done. So someone called saying that they're gonna bring someone in regarding a different patient that I don't want to get too specific, but they had an overdose and they had to come in, and yeah, I'm just gonna leave it that way. Alright, so after Michael came back from the CAT scan, Michael was, he looked fine. Like, okay, I'm like, are you still in pain? He's like, yeah, I'm still in, pain, but it's okay for right now. So I would say maybe 5-10 minutes, the guy came back from the CAT scan. Yeah, you're gonna have to have surgery. Well, that didn't go so well for me because I wasn't thinking about the surgery part at that time. I was thinking about all of our stuff in the semi. What is our living situation going to be? What's gonna happen to the semi? How are we gonna get all of our stuff home? Which, all of those thoughts, plus me not being I didn't drink anything or eat anything at all that day because Michael was in so much pain, so we barely ate or drank anything. So with all of those things that were going through my head, I threw up. Not an ideal situation because we were literally in the emergency department. So one of the nurses came over to me, oh my god, are you okay? Do you want to be admitted? I'm like, no. I know exactly why I threw up because my mind is going everywhere right now. My anxiety is through the roof. Didn't have anything to eat or drink today because that day I literally just had a cookie and that was literally it. So thereon, me and Michael are just pretty much just hanging out on the side of the hallway of the emergency department, just pretty much hanging out. After a while I was feeling better. So it was around 2:30 in the morning, I'm sure.
Yeah.
They woke Michael up. Well, I think Michael was already awake because of the pain he was in. So Michael woke me up, hey, we're going into a room. I'm like, oh, thank God. So we finally went into another room, and there was another bed, and the woman asked me, do you want me to move this, or I can keep it there, you can lay on it? I'm like, can you keep it there so I can like at least like stretch out and lay down, because I fell asleep in the chair in the emergency hallway for I think maybe an hour. I'd say an hour. Then we were able to sleep for a little bit. We woke up at 7:30. Yeah, it was 7:30 or 7 o'clock. And they came in, hey, how you doing? They had to take the stretcher bed thing because they needed it for other patients. So I was just sitting in the chair for a little bit, and then surgeon was coming in asking Michael questions, routine questions. Michael had to sign paperwork and all the routine stuff. So I'm like, okay, and they were just telling us of how soon he was gonna have the surgery. I'm like, damn, that soon? Well, it was an emergency situation anyways. So after that, they were just getting him ready So this room was before they brought him to like the prep room. What was that room called?
It's called SSU.
Whatever that stands for.
Short stay unit.
So, prep room before surgery. Anyways, so after they got all the information and Michael had to change his gown and all that stuff, they brought him into the room, the SSU room there. Anyways, so they're wheeling him over to the room, and I'm getting emotional because, like I said, I have really bad anxiety. So they wheeled him over, and I couldn't walk that way because I wasn't sterile. So a nurse had to walk me around like the long way, which was, to me, was kind of annoying, but at the same time it wasn't helping my anxiety none. So we went over. I'm like, oh my god, thank god. So we were hanging out there. I don't even think it was even 10 minutes. So they were giving Michael medication. They had to shave the area because it was his stomach. They obviously had to get the surgery. And then they took him pretty quickly. And then he was off to surgery. I'm like, oh my god, what do I do now? What do I do now? So after that, I found out there was a room I could just hang out, and I could go to the cafeteria and eat food. So I went to the waiting room for a little bit. I'm like, all right, I can't do this. Like, this is just too quiet. Like, I need to keep my brain busy. So I went to the cafeteria to get some food. And while I was eating, I was talking to Michael's grandmother so I could keep myself more busy. So I got some food while talking to Michael's grandmother, just trying to relax, which was definitely not the easiest thing in the world. So I was eating, and while I was eating, I was getting text messages of what was going on and updates. So I'm like, alright, Michael's surgery should be almost about done, because they told me a half hour to an hour would be about the time frame of his surgery. But if it would exceed an hour, it would be because of complications, if it exploded or whatnot. So I'm like, alright, he's getting close to being, should be getting close to being done. So I'm like, alright, let's go into the waiting room. Probably wait in the waiting room maybe 20 minutes. And then the surgeon came in, and I'm like, alright, you want me to call Michael's mom? Because me and the surgeon talked that whenever he came, I'd call Michael's mom. So before that, it was close to getting to an hour. And then when it was getting close to an hour, I was getting really bad anxiety because it was getting close to an hour. I'm like, oh my god, I hope there's no complications. So I had finished talking to the surgeon with Michael's mom. Everything went well. So I was just waiting to go and see Michael and hang out with Michael until we would be able to leave the hospital. So I finally got a text message to tell me where Michael was. It was a little bit stressed out for me because they told me where it was, but I didn't know if it like changed. So I had to like go and find a nurse to see if he moved or anything. No, and then the nurse finally told me no, he's still there, and they told me where it was. So I was going to go to his room, and on my way there, I'm like, oh my god, is he all groggy? Like, is he okay? So I was a little bit nervous walking up to the room and stuff. But once I saw him, he was like totally fine. He like acted as if he didn't even have surgery at all. So how was it for you?
What, the surgery?
Mm-hmm.
Surgery?
No, like tell them like your point of view.
Oh, what, like everything?
Yeah, of like the surgery.
Well, I don't remember the surgery.
But like, how did it go for you?
Oh, I went fine. I'm just sore, you know.
So we hung out at the hospital the rest of the night after surgery, and we were able to leave the hospital the day after. So the day after surgery, me and Michael had to figure out how we were going to get home. So, two people that Michael know said, I don't have money to come and get you and bring you home. Someone just didn't want to come and get us. So me and Michael were like, okay, great, thanks. not obviously. So we had to figure out how we were gonna get home. So I was telling my mom about what the situation was and what was going on, and she's like, "Well, if you give me the money, I can rent a car, and I can come and get you and try and get most of this stuff in the semi truck." So that's what my mom did. I gave her the money for the rental. She came down and she got us. So unfortunately, the semi truck that I filmed tons and tons of videos, which you guys are able to see. That truck we no longer have, which is very heartbreaking for both of us. So for me, taking everything out of the semi was hard for me because there was just so much stuff, because this was like an emergency surgery situation. So all the stuff that I was able to take, it took me about 2 hours taking everything out, putting them in bags, backpack, duffel bags. It was a nightmare, and it literally felt, for me at least, that I was living our biggest nightmare ever. Because there were times that Michael would talk about this, and in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, that's never gonna happen. Well, it did. So I packed up all of the stuff that we need. Just little stuff that we wouldn't have a use for, I just threw away. Stuff that we weren't able to take, it really sucks. So stuff that we lost that is still in the truck, I don't know what the new driver did with it. We left a microwave, we left the fridge that we literally just freaking bought. Like, if me and Michael knew that this situation was gonna happen, I'd be like, let's wait on the fridge, just wait a while to get a fridge. Let's take some of the stuff out that was in the truck. Like, I would have taken a bunch of the stuff. Like I said, we couldn't take the microwave, we couldn't take the fridge, and that huge TV that Michael put in the semi, we lost that too.
In the microwave.
So, anyways,
I don't think the TV could fit in the microwave.
Well, my mom had to I'm literally having the camera balancing off of a fan. So my mom had to rent a car for $600. I had to give her the $600. So the $600 was, the $300 was a deposit, and the other $300 was for the rental part. And we had to pay for gas and tolls and stuff like that. Luckily, the tolls was not expensive. It was like only like $9. So luckily, that was not expensive at all. But after time, the rental company finally gave me back $300. Well, gave my mom back the $300, and she gave me back that $300. Excuse me. And it was a long ride from Pennsylvania back to Massachusetts. So I gutted the most that I could out of the truck and put it all into the rental. What was that car? Do you even remember?
It was a Toyota Highlander.
Yeah, that's what it was. So I packed that car like full to its fullest capacity, and then we started our way there, and we realized that we were hungry, and then we all got McDonald's, which was probably not the best idea for Michael to have, like, the day he had his surgery. No, it was the day after, right? No, it was the day of. Yeah, it was the day of the surgery.
No, it was the day after.
Whatever. No, it was the day of.
No, it wasn't.
Wasn't? Oh, right. Maybe. Anyways. So, we had McDonald's, and we were on our way. But unfortunately, my mom and me kept making Michael laugh. So I was like, Mom, we gotta stop making Michael laugh. Because every time Michael laughed, it was making his stomach hurt. So it was so difficult not to make somebody laugh after their surgery. It's just like, okay, well, they're in pain, so what do we do? Oh, wait, you can't make them laugh. So, Michael slept most of the way. We got The last time I remember is we got gas in Connecticut? No, it was New York. Yeah, it was New York. And then I think that was the last time we got gas.
I don't even remember you getting gas the second time.
I know we got gas in New York.
Because you got gas at the
The
pilot
TA.
there.
Yeah, the pilot in Pennsylvania. And then we got gas in New York, which was when I was making you laugh, and I wasn't even like thinking I was even making you laugh because I was like so exhausted.
Honestly?
That like I didn't know what I was doing. Like my brain was like not even functioning, that I was trying to make Mike laugh.
Honestly, the ride in the Highlander
It wasn't really?
Yeah, because it's a car. You would think it would be more comfortable, but you're more comfortable in the semi.
I guess. But it took us a while to get from Pennsylvania to Massachusetts. So we stayed at my mom's literally just a few hours. We thought it was gonna be like a day, but no. So we were there for a few hours. We had to put the stuff that was in the semi, that was in the car, into the storage bin. And then after we put all the stuff in the storage bin, my mom dropped us off at Michael's grandparents. We were at Michael's grandparents for like 2 days, and then Mike and I told Michael that I was texting his sister, cause just to be like, hey, Michael had surgery, because we were really bad at communicating, telling everyone, keeping everyone in the loop of what was going on with Michael. Hey, Michael had surgery and this is why, and blah 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 blah. Michael's doing great. So I texted her, and she called Michael the day after, or it was 2 days after that. I'm not really quite sure. But then she was texting him back and forth, and she's like, do you have like a mattress or anything? And Michael's like, no, I'm just laying on a couch right now. So she was gonna bring up an air mattress, but she decided, wait, I have a back room area for guests where we are right now, and that she has like a trundle bed thing. So since she said that, she picked us up, and since then we've been here. But Michael is finally doing well, and Michael is able to get back to work, which is fantastic. So today is Monday, and we're finding a way to get back to Billerica to get all of the stuff in the storage bin that is necessary for right now, to have it in the semi, and then get back to the semi and get back to our normal lives. Which for me, and I'm pretty sure for Michael, it's just like when you sit down or lay down on your bed and you've been on your feet all day and you go, ah. But yeah, we are very, very excited to get back to the semi.
It's not even excited, I'm stoked.
Well, Michael's stoked. Michael's beyond excited. I'm assuming. So, stay tuned to the rest of the video. Hope you guys like it so far. So, Michael's sister asked us if we wanted to come along with them because they're going to Hampton Beach to see the sand sculptures. So we went with them to see the sand sculptures, and here's the videos from that. So Michael's sister and his niece wanted to go line dancing, so we went along with them, and here's the clips from that. This weekend is the 4th of July weekend, and I wasn't able to go to a nail salon. I did my nails and toes myself, so this is what I did for my nails. I know the thumb looks really weird, but I tried my best to do fireworks, but I think all the other nails look pretty good other than my thumb. And this is what I did for my toes. Just something kind of simple. So today is Monday. We found out that we're going to be going back to our new truck tonight. So it's Monday, tomorrow's Tuesday, so stay tuned to the new videos coming out shortly in the new truck. We're very excited. And right now it kind of just look like we're excited, but we're actually very, very thrilled. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. I hope you guys stayed till the end, watching the whole thing, the whole crazy journey we had. Thankfully Michael is well. Nothing crazy happened with his surgery and all.
Went kaboom.
But everything went well, and I hope you guys so much enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up, comment any suggestions, or if you have any comments down below. Hit the subscribe button if you are not subscribed yet, and hit that notification bell so you get notified when we post a brand new video. We'll see y'all shortly.